Let's start off by covering the topic of eugenics. Eugenics are defined as the practice or advocacy of improving the human species by choosing who can and can't have children. This can include forced sterilization, segregation, marriage restrictions, and there has been genocide. This concept was used during World War II in Nazi Germany. This concept was also used by Alexander Graham Bell. And if you didn't know, he is an absolute menace to deaf people, and he hated deaf people. Most people who are hearing know Alexander as the inventor of the telephone, but in deaf culture, he has always been labeled as a threat, and for good reason. He had convinced schools and lawmakers to enforce oral speech in classrooms and ban the use of sign language. He is responsible for enforcing the oral method, where instead of deaf children using sign language to communicate, he pushed that they should only learn how to read lips and speak, which is very difficult when you cannot hear. Especially considering how only 30% of English words are readable by the lips. The rest of it is in the back of the mouth. He had promoted sterilizing deaf people and banning deaf marriages. Many deaf people today still face the repercussions of these actions. Many deaf people suffer from early language deprivation and still have to face issues with oralism. Many doctors, even to this day, still push the idea that deaf children need to know only spoken language and should not learn sign language under any circumstances, and they highly suggest cochlear implants. Obviously, this is a very big issue because this can mean for the very beginning of deaf children's life that they are devoid of any language at all. They need to have sign language, but it has been taken away from them.